diamonds no longer shine when it's next to you. Much sweeter than the sweetest honey in the morning's dew. Tune the last album has been released. The last album was slated to release March of this year. But of course, the COVID dropped and we didn't know where to turn or what to do, so we just held on to it. But so that's in the sideline waiting in the curtains for the people to enjoy. Plus, right now, I'm also working on an album with Donovan Jeremy of Penthouse Records, which has been a long while coming, a whole different vibe, a whole different energy. But, so definitely keeping busy, man.
Is it different from what we know from Duane Stevenson? Something different that people can.
It is, but definitely in true vein, I believe in good music. I believe in good lyrics, lyric that can uplift, motivate, inspire, and entertain. Nevertheless, you know what I mean. So that is definitely there. But in terms of the production and a lot of the songs that we
Oh, he cut out. Cut out. His
Lost
audio.
your audio there.
Penthouse Records.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We didn't hear the last part of that Dwayne Stevens. We lost the last part of that. The audio cut out a little bit.
I'm saying that a lot of the songs is dictated by the producer, Penthouse Record, because of course Donovan Jermaine has a style. He has, songs that he'd like to explore. I mean, this is the man that did Till Shiloh album, and of course great albums for people like, from Barry's Hammond to Wayne Wonder, straight through to the early days of even Tony Rebel and them and them, and came back.
Definitely the whole full production and the whole everything.
Yeah, man,
So, are you residing right now in Jamaica or?
Yeah, man, Kingston, Jamaica, on Augustown, you know what I mean?
Yeah, go wrong with that. For those who know what Dwayne Stevenson, man, you must know. This man name has been a staple in reggae music for over the years. Dwayne Stevenson. We want to get a little bit back history, a history of Dwayne Stevenson, how he first started. What was Dwayne Stevenson first big hit?
Well, of course, I started way back, man. I started as a member of a group called to ISIS. Way back in the years, we got marginal success locally, but nothing that transcended Jamaica. But of course, when I linked up with Dean Fraser in 2017, by 2000, early 2018, we released the album Dwayne Stevenson from Augustown. And of course, since then it's been a whole different stratosphere in terms of where we got the music. I guess the song Augustone made me popular around the world with reggae fans, but the album definitely was what, made me a staple of many homes in terms of reggae music. I had songs like the redone of the classic Cottage in the Grill, and of course, Get Up Here, which was my first original recording, first done with the group and then re-recorded by myself. You know what I mean? And since then, I've had, two more albums. I've had, of course, Black Gold, and then there was more recently um, Dangerously Roots, and of course the one in the wings waiting right now is Exile to Dreadites.
Are you waiting? Are you waiting until next year to see how the situation is before the release? Or
We are doing that, we're doing that right now. The tentative date is March of next year, and hopefully it doesn't change again. I don't think it will change again because, as I said, right now we're working on another album, and that would just push the release of the one that we're working on way back too far.
right?
So there's a possibility that I may, release one in early next year and then later in the year another one just to get back on track, man. Because music changes with the time. You don't want to hold on to the music too long because you might miss an opportunity. You might, you know, miss the place in history where the music truly belong.
True. Now, as an artist, when you were growing up, what would you say was the first time Dwayne Stevens say, I want to touch road and put out music for the people? Did you know? You remember what age that was?
I mean, music was always something that I loved, but I used to hate performing in front of people. I didn't like criticisms. I didn't like people staring at me. You know what I mean? Even I don't know. I think
Been a shy guy.
yeah, even if there's something good to say at the time, I think it was like exaggerated a little bit too much. But then, yeah, you know not much. But by the time I got to 16, 17, I realized that, say, I was good at the other things, but I was great at singing. So, you know, since then, I've wanted to be a part of it. And then the fact that I joined up with a young people performing arts group, and that was doing theater called the Cattle Players. And that exposed me to being on stage. And then once you go on stage the first time and you get the applause from the people, it's very addictive. Way more than any other kind of drug you can think of. Be careful of kids and the applause, because anything they're doing to get that applause, it might be the beginning of something good or bad. I mean,
That's when you
so
start hook.
yeah, man, and that's where the fire really started burning, and then I started exploring more writing and stuff like that, and I realized that many things that I want to see and want to change, putting it in music allows me a medium to get it out there, whilst I'm not want to go on a mic and talk and try to impress things upon people like that, but through music, it was way easier for me.
Cool. Well, as an artist growing up back then, as a young artist stepping out, have you ever looked up to certain artists that you could probably name? A few of those that you looked up and say, you know what, that that kind of influence the way.
Yeah, I mean, early days, Jamaica used to listen to a lot of country and western. I used to have a neighbor that listened to country and western thing way more than the average man. So of course, by a certain age, I was already into whole Marty Robbins and all them kind of things. And then of course, Kenny Rogers was my singer. So
Right.
throughout years, I got up with Kenny Rogers. But as I get older, of course, I went through all the phases, from the whole boys to men, shy and all them things. So I used to tune into them one because everybody wanted to be that and they wanted to sing like 1 year and them kind of vibe. But when I get older now in terms of music to truly relate to, I started tuning into people like Jimmy Cliff.
Hmm.
Of course, my singer will always be Mr. Paragon himself, John Holt. The man that sing like
Back then, it's
you can't see the words.
Big,
You
big.
know what I mean? Yeah, man, and of course, I love the radicalism of Peter Touch. Bob Marley is always there in the wings. And, it gets a con in them days of say Bob Marley, but in terms of you know me being a writer and what that man had to say was very impressive and interesting. And there's every day you can learn something new from words that he wrote and the
just
way he
right.
wrote. So definitely had a lot of influences from in a local space.
So now being in 2020, Dwayne Stevenson from way back then in them years, do you plan on working on any artist that's relevant right now as far as reggae music, collaborations, maybe even on your album?
Man, trust me. I tried for the last album, the one that's done, and getting ready to come out, and it wasn't possible. But definitely, I'm hoping at this time, because I'm at the original home of Barry Saman, I will get the opportunity to work with him finally as a singer. Of course, I did some writing for him finally on the last Alberosi album.
Really?
Yeah, man, a song called "Girl, You Too Reggae," and "Girl, You Too Reggae." So of course, that was totally amazing for me. The fact that Barry Salmon is such
Well,
a great.
that's definitely amazing. Besides being a artist, you can also sit there and write. 'Cause
Yeah, one of the things on the bucket list as a writer, man. So we can just scratch it off and say completed. You know what I mean? But
would
no, I want to definitely go in studio and record something with him. Definitely, that is
you agree that most artists from that era, from your era,
yeah,
be good writers? You have to like it has to come with one on one. You could be a singer, but you also have to write.
yeah, man. I think I mean it's nothing against a singer who can't write because not everybody has it multifaceted. So singers don't get me wrong. Some people are great singers, and a great interpretation of words and all them things, but just not able to pen good song. It's nothing that make you less of an artist. Firstly, because you talk to a lot of artists. Oh, I don't want nobody write to me. Them things is foolishness, brother. You understand what I mean? I say total foolishness. And a lot of time it affect the artist because they then come up to start singing subpar stuff when you could have singing good material when it could have been great with the help of somebody, a ghostwriter, whatever. And I didn't believe in that term ghostwriter. A writer is a writer. Man, a man need him credit for live, you understand?
Right.
But I guess for me, it was a time when I was coming up, and there was a lot of great writers just coming out. People like Etana, that was a lot of writing for herself, and I ended up still writing for some songs for her. And then there was people like Taras Riley, of course, my brother, and we end up writing stuff for him, and then consulted a lot of things that I write and back and forth and whatever. So around that time, you find that the writing was a serious thing. I was just a little bit ahead of me and them things, and you understand where the writing was for that time. But everything has its season and its phases, and nowadays is a little bit different, you know what I mean?
So, if there was any kind of advice you could give upcoming artists now that
Yeah.
come in the game and into the business, what kind of advice would you give those artists?
Well, firstly, as a writer, I would say write a song for all times, write a song for all people, write a song for all ages. You understand? Write a song that will live beyond the fact of what is today. Because truly, it's many times over the years, August album came out now what, about 11 years left, almost 12 years. And I still travel to places where August Town is the hit I'm just discovering 12 years later. So write a song for all time. And as an artist, when you come in the business, the one thing you're going to carry to the business that no one else can turn up with is you, yourself, your experiences. You understand me? I say your whole energy, your own vibe. While a man can sound like Paris, a man can sound like Bob Marley, a man can sound like even like Kenny Rogers. But when the guy turn up with himself, say yeah, the original, no guy can go around that. No one can duplicate that. It's what I say. So come with yourself, my brother. Now be who you are and work hard while you're at it. Never forget that part. Last part of the most important part. The work hard part. No shortcut end of the thing, brother. Big man thing.
Facts. So, y'all heard the advice, man, for all the upcoming artists on the outside. You don't heard from the one and only Duane Stephenson. Another question I want to ask you, real quick. What do you think, or what is your opinion on the state of reggae music in 2020 right now, as far as conscious reggae music goes?
Well, the truth is a struggle for us. It's a struggle for us, and I don't think it's on the part of the artist because I'm in studio in the days because I have my own career, but I'm still there. Up to yesterday, I was doing backgrounds with Dean Fraser in the studios because it's what I love, it's my passion, and I think when you're in music, you have to be in music as a whole, not a part. So I'm here in the studio many times and different capacity. I hear great music coming out, and once it leaves the studios, that's the last time you hear it. You understand? Because the middlemen decided that that is not what is happening. You understand? So all of a sudden now, everything gets filtered before it get to the consumer, which is unfortunate. Once upon a time, a man put a song out there and the people get to decide whether or not it's a go. Nowadays, there's all of these blockages, even though the internet is there, and we think that it's a lot easier, but it's not because the internet is controlled by mainstream media. You understand? And if we never know before, the last election in the big place, we understand how seriously controlled the internet is. So
Fact.
I think who made the middleman and mash up reggae music, my brother.
Mm.
Facts. I agree with that 120%.
Is there anything that they could do to change that to make it much
So,
better?
I think that even the people, the reggae fans are now getting a little bit agitated with all of that. So we have to go back live. We have to go back to like how the music came forth. The music never came forth on the greatest of platform. Music came forth from directly in front of the people. Where a man used to take a mic and sing for a sound system.
Hmm.
And that's how his fame began to build. So nowadays I find that there are a lot of live music and people actually turning out to the places and people are following now and tuning in to young artists. But I think at the time when it was really much at the right.
Check.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, at the time when as the rise of the live music came about, the COVID kind of put a damper on the thing. But I don't think anything will change. A lot of people will know, and I would suggest that you start going out and supporting the artist on a one-on-one, like a small show in a little place and whatever, because you never know the gems you can find. And the next great artist, you might be there to say, yeah, man, I remember when that great artist now, just starting out, and I was there in the beginning. So support live music and supporting live music because, once you go live, it's the authentic thing. You can't duplicate authenticity.
Never beat a live show.
Never be a live show for real.
Live is always better.
Exactly, man, because, while a man might have promote one thing, you might go and realize it's a whole different thing you enjoy when you reach, and then you have an opportunity to now be a part of the promotional team of that artist or that song or the kind of music where you want to hear because you were there and you saw it. And they can say, listen, brother, yo, I hear this little youth at this place, and genuine bad. The music is uplifting, it's original, it's a vibe or whatever, and then you become a movement. And I think that's what reggae music needs again today, an injection of the original movement. And the movement was built on the sound system. And that's a direct link to the people.
Facts. Now, I receive a track from you that we're trying to push, or yourself is trying to push for this year and get it out there to the people. Tell me a little something more about this track, because I listened to it and it's kind of different from what everybody probably would know from doing Stevenson.
Yeah.
So
Well,
elaborate
this song
on
is
this.
called Caribbean Girl. It was done by a producer out of England called Frenchie. Fabrice Algiers originally, but nobody know Fabrice. Everybody know Frenchie. So throughout the years, with me and Frenchie did linking up. We did songs like, I think last year one of the bigger songs in England, Put on the Knife. That was a great song. Play that song, something else. So it's somebody that we play around with sounds, we try to stay within what we think people would love, the original kind of vibe, but we play around with the energies. And this, nevertheless, is one of those songs. It's a track with myself and Romy and Virgo. And I think at this point is something we need. It's light, it's nice, it's something that, picking up the women, especially nowadays, mothers become teachers and still have to practice being wife and babysit all husband some of the time, because some of them still don't have, which is quite unfortunate. You know what I mean? So we just have to big up the women there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So different stuff, but nevertheless, I still love we are push. We are still push on and great music. Well, rasfm, say at the right place introduce a tune like this. Caribbean Girl with Dunae Stphernson and Romy and Virgo. So me say,
Take a listen to the song right here, Caribbean Girl. Get used to it, right, people?
Of all the girls around the world, she means the most to me. Caribbean girl. And of all the places that I've ever been, she's still winning. Caribbean queen. After all that we've been through, she's still beautiful and true. She rocks my world. Caribbean girl. Come what may, we will be fine. Always strong and so divine. You know what I mean? My Caribbean queen. Girl, diamonds no longer shine when they're next to you. Much sweeter than the sweetest honey in the morning's dew.
Brand new Caribbean Girl featuring Dunae Stphernson, Romaine Virgo, right? Take a listen, people. Let's go.
Of all the girls around the world, she means the most to me. Caribbean girl. And of all the places that I've ever been, she's still winning. Caribbean queen. After all that we've been through, she's still beautiful and true. She nothing else can compare. Oh, if I ever get to heaven, I'm gonna need her all that we've been through. She's so beautiful and true. She rocks my world. Caribbean girl, come what may, we will be fine. She's strong and so divine, you know what I mean. Caribbean queen. Sometimes I'm hard to love, but still she finds a reason. Just like the evening breeze, she sets my mind at ease. Though we may not have a lot, the love we share, I know we've got enough. I can climb mountains high with her by my side. After all that we've been through, she is still beautiful and true. She rocks my world. Caribbean girl, come what may, we will be fine. She's strong and so divine. You know what I mean. After all that we've been through, she's still beautiful and true. She rocks my world. Caribbean girl, Caribbean queen. What may, we will be fine. We're strong and so divine. You know what I mean. My Caribbean queen. After all we've been through, you're so beautiful and true. You rock my world. Caribbean girl, come what may, we will be fine. She's strong and so divine. You know what I mean. Caribbean queen. Yes, yes. Uh-huh. My Caribbean queen. My Caribbean queen. You are. She's my Caribbean queen.
You heard it right here, man. Caribbean Girl. Right there, Dunae Stphernson featuring Romain Virgo on the check-in. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
thanks, man.
Definitely one for the ladies, man. Trust and believe. That song y'all go play Mother's Day all the way back to everything.
Let's say, the music for all time. I definitely try and do that. And I know Romain Virgo was a good choice because he's in the same vein. He's always bigging up women, always singing great songs. And one of the younger youths in the business, but nevertheless, somebody that's a real force to reckon with in music and will be for many years because, of his outlook on the music and the whole energy and vibe where he bring himself. So, it's a good vibe and something that I was proud of. And, people tuning in, man, it's a great vibe.
Great vibe.
Yeah, man.
Before I let you go, 'cause I know you have time and time is money and money is time. So if anybody in the chat on the Zoom have a question, please type it in or unmute yourself. Ask the artist, he's here. You can ask Divine Direct if you have a personal question and you want to ask him, he's here, right? So take your time right now to unmute one by one you can. Crunky Crunk, we have somebody in the studio. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to know that song, Caribbean Girl,
Yeah.
very beautiful. How do you, what inspires you to write music like that? Like, how did you come up with the whole Caribbean Girl concept? Like, what inspired that whole concept?
I just think that right now, especially in the Caribbean, women are going through a lot. Women are definitely going through a lot because, as I was mentioning before, no, we all have to share teaching duties. So, aside from the fact that most women now actually have a steady, 9 to 5 also, and have to come home and still do, house things and try to take care of children and whatever. Now we end up, being teachers and whatever. I just wanted something to uplift the energy of a lot of the women that are there. And especially nowadays, we're hearing all this foolishness that's going on with, the domestic violence rate going up because, you know, the whole family is home now for an extended period of time. And I don't understand that. You know, one would think that, you know, it was a time to really get together and tune in with the family and make it work and make it stronger, but yet still, you know, women are being abused. So I just felt it necessary to, you know, right. I think the time was right for a song like this. Something to motivate, something to inspire, something to uplift the women of the Caribbean. Because while I'm not worldwide, people going to the same thing, but I'm here. You know, I'm here. This is where we are. This is our region. These are the first line. These are the heroes, as we say. These are the nurses, the doctors, and the wives that we see on a day to day.
Facts. And it's about time we get a song to celebrate the Caribbean woman because watch Kamala in the office right now. I run things.
Yeah, man. You know, them find them way, no, man. Powerful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, have a big up. Me and Motley Danga Barbados there. Yeah, I rate the woman to the maximum, my brother.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, man, woman, she's what you call a hot stepper.
For real.
I like that.
Bigger up, bigger up, bigger up. She do her thing. You know,
So
she's looking powerful. She's deliberate, and she's definitely she have a whole lot of people in the Rasta and for the region.
before I let you go, can you let the people know where exactly to find Duane Stephenson music and social media and all things?
Social media is DuaneStevensonReggae.com, Duane Stevenson Reggae on Instagram, Duane Reggae Facebook. So if you link into Duane Reggae, Duane Stevenson Reggae, you can't lose. You understand what I say? So just in case you wonder, Duane Stevenson Reggae, and the Duane is spelled Duane. So for all, you know, old music, new music, what's happening, you know, just yeah. Once you go in social media, you go Duane Stevenson Reggae, you can't miss it.
Well, Mr. Duane Stevenson from Augustone, I appreciate you taking the time out here daily to check in with us and talk your things on the Midday Madness.
Brother, it's a pleasure, my brother, you know what I mean? Because without people like you truly getting the music out there and we wouldn't have a place in this arena, you know what I mean? So we're grateful and consider myself blessed and honored to be here also.
So thank you once again for your time. We appreciate it, Duane Stevenson.
Yes, sir.
Also, I'm gonna be hitting you up for that dub plate because we need one for the ladies, right? I need the one for the ladies, man. So we will definitely be linking. I'll be in touch.
Yeah, man, cool vibe, bro.
Give yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day and upcoming holidays and all these things.
Yeah, man, big up yourself and all the fans out there, you know, stay strong, you know, be hopeful, be inspired, and let's all come out strong on the other side, Rasta.
What's a film?
You heard it. Duane Stevenson inside the building, man. Big yourself. Once again, shout out to everybody on the check-in. The Midday Madness continue right here after these, right?